And the big second half starts right now on a beautiful August 29, 2022, from the shores of Santa Monica, California. Back in the beautiful month of March, viewers had asked for me to find them checks, and I did. Three categories of checks, A, B, and C, passed by the President of the United States by executive order. And those incredible checks have not just one check in them, because there's three categories of checks, over 100 checks on average. But the amount of money, oh baby, nearly $100,000. Let's go over all these incredible checks right now. These huge checks, A, B, and C, were done by executive order of Joseph Biden in the month of March. Single individual, 75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, 150,000 less, go get it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, go get it. These first three checks are check A, check B, and check C, as I label them on this channel. They're about $100,000 passed by executive action of Joseph Biden. They're for stimulus, and they're huge. And you qualify generally. Single individual, 75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, 150,000 less, go get it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, Social Security, railroad benefits, go get it across the board. How do you get it? You go into the video, become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Get the membership newsletter Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, via the member alerts. And how do you get each individual check? We're going to go over each individual check, starting right now. Check A is a wonderful $6,500 to $12,000 for stimulus check in every U.S. state. Single individual, 75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, 150,000 less, go get it. How do you get it? You go under the video, become a member. Then go down to the membership newsletter, delivered Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, via the YouTube alerts, not the LALATE alerts, but the YouTube alerts, and go down to where it says Check A. There it is. Click the link. You go right in and apply. It sends you to the nationwide website. Then you choose your state. Then you choose the weatherizing grant, and you're ready to rock and roll. This is the check that Speller got. Then the check the viewer out of Florida got. She got 80 to 100 checks. It's check B. Single individual, 75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, 150,000 less, go get it. She got 80 to 100 checks. How do you get it? Step one, go under the video, become a member. Go down, and when you get that newsletter, and click check B. The newsletter is delivered 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time via the YouTube alerts, not the LALate.com alerts, but the YouTube alerts. Go down where it says check B. There it is. Click the link, send you right into your state, and go get it. Incredible. Check B and check A, $100,000 of checks right there. But we're not done yet. We're going to go get check C. This is the check that the viewer 2 Sundays ago got 14 months of rent. And the other viewer got 14 months of rent, and the other viewer got 12 months of utilities. Lynn Glenn, 12 months of utilities. Dragon, 143,000 part of her checks as well. It's for rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and more. How do you get it? You become a member. You go down the membership newsletter till you find the check C. It tells you who to call, what to say, and how to say it. The incredible check C has been featured on this channel before for stimulus, before a third stimulus. In fact, it's been featured since 2020 at all. This incredible check C is a lot of money. And that money is still there, thank goodness. You're going to make about 12 calls. Yes, there's 12 different places to get check C. You're not going to make one call and call it quits. Here's what for rent some of the viewers have gotten, from $20,000 to $30,000. Want to go get some check C? Go get it. And then how about utilities? Look at that. Mark's brother-in-law got $15,000. Huge. Mark getting more money for her utilities last week. Snap. Look at this. Upwards of $20,000. Well, Mark's brother-in-law is getting $250,000 over 10 years. Combinations, my goodness. You're getting combinations of checks like rent and other items. Look at that. Nisi, she was at $23,000, then she went to $50,000. Mark, he was at $32,000, then he went to this graphic, and then he went to $166,000. You deserve these sums of money. And here's Lorraine, who celebrated her birthday last week. She was at 105, now she's at 155. How do you get it? Again, you become a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. You want to become a member and stay a member, because my dedication to you is long felt. I've been getting people $50 million this channel since it launched in March of 2020. And every week I try to find you more checks. Yes, every week. Because there's a recession underway. You need lots of checks. And ultimately, if I'm making the effort to find checks for you, then what do you make the effort to? Become a member and stay a member. And 2 new checks became a law Two new checks were featured on this channel last week. 7 new checks became law the week before. And let's go over all those 9 new categories of checks starting right now. First, the 7 categories of checks passed by Congress 2 Sundays ago. Check E through K. In the newsletter, in the middle. Check E, $7,500. Check F, $4,000. Check G, a whopping 50% off. Check H, $2,000. Then check I, $8,000. Check J, $8,000. Check K, $14,000. Just huge. That is E to K, and those are individual checks and also categories of checks. So there you go. 7 new checks right there. Now let's go to check L, like a lots, and M. Check L is 1 check, but M is a cluster of checks, several checks. L is about $100,000 on average of loan interest free for the purchase of a home. Huge. And M is $4,000 in grant for closing cost assistance. That's lots of checks. So there you go. Another $104,000 over check L and M. You need to get these incredible sums of money. Become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP. Get that LALATE newsletter. It is delivered Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Let's remember the time zone, Pacific Standard Time. So if you're at the East Coast, it's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Adjust accordingly. Delivered via the YouTube alerts. Remember, the YouTube alerts, not the LALATE.com alerts. They're different. Sent via the YouTube alerts. LALATE.com no longer sends an alert about the newsletter. It'll just simply say, hey, it's been sent out via the YouTube alerts. Go over and see it. So the 7 o'clock LALATE.com alert no longer exists in its original form. It just says, go get that YouTube alert. Remember, the newsletter is only in the YouTube alert. Let's read that YouTube alert right now. Here it is. Sent by YouTube, written by me. See the sender, YouTube. See the email, YouTube. See the time, 7 o'clock. And see the headline, YouTube. First line, LALATE newsletter today with 4 emojis of a mailbox. Let's go in closer. There it is right there. That's what it looks like. Sent for members. Go down the YouTube alert. There's the guy. YouTube alert. Pass the guy. And then it's below it, it says view post. Click the button and you go right in and see the incredible newsletter. And you're ready to rock and roll. So much money, so little time. You want to get this membership newsletter right today. There is no other stimulus. There will be no other stimulus in the next 60 days at least. And we don't know that it ever will happen thereafter. Let's make it very clear. I care about you. I found these checks. You asked for them in the month of March. I had 3 focuses. Big checks because there's going to be a recession. Broad eligibility because I want to make sure you qualify, and a single place to apply for it in the membership newsletter. You got to listen and learn to earn. Listen and learn to earn. So don't be talking about something that doesn't apply to the situation. Apply for some money. There you go. Now, let's go back to something that also involves not listening and learning to earn. And yeah, it's a little bit harsh of a term for top economists that won big awards, but they're really running a false narrative. And who's also doing it? The White House with their analysts. They're coming out and saying the following narrative. There's no recession. How are they able to say it? Or how are they buffering the statement? They're saying there's no recession because one data point disproves it. Do you get to do that? No, you don't. A recession defines 2 negative quarters of GDP growth. That's where we've already posted in this economy. With 2 negative quarters of GDP growth, how would you undo that analysis? What are they saying? They're saying, well, the unemployment rate is the lowest since 1969. You don't get to do that. You don't get to say there's no recession because I can point to low unemployment rates. What can we do to respond to that? Number one, we can pull out the housing data. The housing data is very much indicative of a recession. In fact, the National Association of Home Builders say there's a housing recession. Home builders not building. Housing starts down. Existing home sales down. And not just down, worst of a generation. Then we can look at other data points left and right. The economy, the recession manifests itself in the earnings recession. And also the runaway inflation and the jobless claims every week growing left and right. So yeah, you really can't say it's not a recession with one data point. And this is exactly what Wall Street did over the last few days. They betted against what the Jay Powell and team were saying, And they were basically saying, hey, we're going to say it another way. And it doesn't work that way. You got to go with the data leads. And ultimately, if the data says you're in a recession, you have to stay with the data. There you go. Tonight, we'll have a beautiful evening daylight at 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. You know what? Ultimately, don't bet against the data. The data doesn't lie. Wall Street betting against the data of what the Federal Reserve governors said. What they say is what they do. That's their policy. Number two, we also have the economists betting against the recession when the data says it's a recession. And finally, we often have those individuals saying there's no forced stimulus when the data shows that there is forced stimulus. Now, 12 categories of checks, over 100 checks from the federal government. You go and get it. Single individual, 75,000 less, go get it. Married couple, 150,000 less, go get it. If you're on benefits, SSI and SSDI, go get it. It's been lost since the month of March. Initially, 3 checks. Then we added 7 categories of checks. Then we added 2 more categories of checks. You need to become a member and stay a member. Ultimately, this is the channel, this is the community that wins. You're watching the number 3 most watched financial news channel in America, heading to number 2. Do yourself a favor. Also watch LALATE 2 and LA 3. You need to know where this economy is at a given day, at a given moment, and a given month, because ultimately that'll help you gauge your approach for this economy. Become a member, Purple Hawk, Purple Power Casino VIP, and I'll see you later on that 5 o'clock edition of Evenings.